Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Coldfire. I was guided to do this reading because I felt this energy of um, a, a question being posed. What does the future look like? Okay. And how to move forward because Six of Swords showed up in reverse in the previous reading for the Gemini messages playlist. So there has been some kind of soul searching and what has happened in the physical world reality with previous connections. There is suddenly because many twin flames might not be in communication with each other in the physical. I be avoiding communication is because they are observing in silence. They want it. The divine counterparts involved want to confirm that they are their choice, the partner, uh, their partner, the divine counterpart has chosen them, okay, completely. And it's like they, even though the options were open, even though there were many options, they chose each other. That is what they want to confirm. And based on what they know about other people, previous partners, the type of relationships that they've had with them, um, we've had with uh, people, we knew that our divine counterpart, our twin flame, soulmate, the perfect romantic partner, whatever resonates with you, was going to be completely different, and we had to wait for them. But we didn't. We ended up with a karmic soulmate, or we just ended up with people who were not in alignment with their energies, were not in alignment with us. Um, they were deep within the illusion. They were completely unawakened without any ability of waking up to what true love is, what unconditional love is. And we thought that is how that we might have thought that this is how the world works. This is how relationships are. There's promiscuity. There are open relationships. There is some kind of understanding. Yes, this is how romantic partnerships are. Basically, we might have settled in that thought, but that has made us very uncomfortable. That has traumatized us beyond everything. And that is getting healed right now. And I think the healing is almost done. And this last question, actually, I'm saying this is the final question because the question before this, the question that led to this question is was what about the future? They do not. I'm getting a very strong sense, whoever's listening from the collective, that your partner does not want to have any kind of promiscuity, energy of promiscuity. They they want to completely cut it out of their life. They want to be very dedicated, devoted. They feel so dedicated and devoted towards you right now. Love doesn't have to mean near, even in spite of the distance between the two of you physically. Some are better loved at a distance for a while anyway, and that's okay. Besides, love doesn't really know the difference. Tally ho, the universe. So they 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 have been loyal. It's just that they do not have the information. They want to hear it from us very clearly. They want to hear it, that they will accept it. They do trust you, of course. It's just that they have seen too much, and so have you. Your both the divine counterparts have 444. As I said, that both the divine counterparts have seen too many people cheating on their partners. They have uh, both the divine counterparts have been cheated on, brutally abandoned, etc. for another person, okay, for a third party situation, and they just want to be very, very careful about it this time around. And so do you. I am sensing both the divine counterparts are on the same page. So let's get started with what is the connecting energy. This what are what is keeping the telepathic conversation going on? Why are we still taking time, taking space in the silence between um, us and our person? Let's find out. There is something that is connecting us. This is this is an issue that will need to be discussed. This because this is an issue that causes most of the divorces and breakups. This is a deal breaker. This is a deal breaker for anybody, even if they are not on the twin flame journey. It's a deal breaker when they find out that their partner is promiscuous and they sleep around a lot. Expectation of having an open relationship, even if it was discussed before getting into a relationship that I'm still looking for the one for me. This is an arrangement that we're going through right now because it could be families' expectations, social expectations um, off of you. So you end up in an arrangement, okay? But this is somehow a deal breaker. This is somehow a deal breaker. It could have so happened that either one of you or both of you might have been in a committed relationship when you all met each other, and the attraction, physical attraction between you might have been very strong and intense, and they might be uh, they, they might be judging themselves a little too harsh, okay? So, or you also might be judging yourself a little too harsh. This is a traditional issue, okay? This is a traditional issue. It's looked down upon. This is something that is being there is a sort of a test going on, a test run, trial run of testing twin flame divine counterparts loyalty. So there could be temptations, there could be illusions placed in front of. So are you going to kick up a big fuss and fight with each other, or are you going to discuss it intelligently? This is a in brand new beginnings. It's There is a sense of freedom as well. There is a sense of freedom that both of you feel, both the divine counterparts are feeling at the moment. It's like both the divine counterparts have realized that they're free from this test because they've they cut out all the bullshit. There is a lot of intelligence here. There's the Queen of Swords. This is discussion about the future. This cannot continue. This kind of theme, this kind of energy cannot continue. So you're cutting out all the garbage that people have brought in. Okay, this card is an the energy of the King of Cups is epic loyalty. This energy is of patience and dedication and devotion, and right next to it we have the the Empress. So the dedication and devotion is towards the Empress, the person, the object of ultimate love and affection, okay? And that is you. So your person is showing up here in the energies in this card here in the King of Cups. They see you as the Holy Grail, and the Holy Grail is the feminine, the divine feminine energy, okay? So it's something might have just recently happened where both of you realize that y'all are free from this accusation or assumption that everybody cheats, okay? But there is definitely a possible resurfacing of memories of having been cheated on, or having felt like you cheated on your partners when you met each other because of the emotions, the intensity, the King of Cups, the intensity of the emotions. So when you think about it logically, maybe yes, that suffices, but there is more depth to that. And the argument is prepared. You'll have y'all have succeeded. There's some kind of success in holding your ground, being steady, standing on your in your own power. You all are ready to debate this, and this debate it with the world outside of this connection, as well as discuss it very clearly and logically amongst each other. Okay. Um, we have the Wheel of Fortune next, and the Three of Cups. There is a reunion that is definitely happening. 11:11. There's a reunion and reconciliation. Y'all are both feeling the pull, that it's no longer in your hands. It's like a gift that y'all are receiving. It's like a sudden gift. It's like, I see the universe saying enough is enough. Like, the divine counterparts need to shift things. The energy is shifting. It's moving forward, and they need to sit down and celebrate a life together, or being together, incarnated here in the physical dimension. There is a lot of 5D elements going on here with the Hierophant here, and they have always stood apart from all of these traditional programming, cultural programming, belief systems. They've lived their life like that, but crossing through the maze of consciousness before you reach the top, before you reach the place, the promised land. This is the fool. Before you reach that, you have to actually climb this pyramid before you have that perspective on things, that you have escaped the kind of programming other people succumb to, the illusion of living a life based on carnal pleasures. It's like some people just get married so that they have an arrangement of physical intimacy for life. That came through, and that is that never entered the consciousness. That is something that has the issue of physical intimacy was never a concern for you. You it, Divine counterparts have been living a very, very different life. Yes, there has been physical intimacy. Maybe there have been flings as well with the Fool card there. Might, you all might have dabbled in. There might have been a very short-lived phase here where you were trying to test out the logic, and then you suddenly realize that no, this is not for me, and then you move forward and jump right into the twin flame journey, and you might have seen your divine counterpart appear out of nowhere. So the, the beginning, the first meeting, the initial meeting, y'all are going through the initial phase of your first meeting. Yeah, they are very, very quiet. They are extremely quiet. There is energetic communication. This is not even like telepathic communication. This is not even intuitive communication. It's just like they're sending the divine counterparts are sending each other so much energy, because the logic is very clear. The logic is very clear. Even there is a successful victory in the logic of things as well. Mhm. There is so much coming through. The Wheel of Fortune. It's like this is going to be just symbolic, and you might see a wheel, or a very unique looking wheel. It could be anything. It could be a car wheel. It could just be a wall hanging somewhere. I have a wheel here, okay, and it's something about you seeing this object of a wheel that's going to just spur the energy along. This is too relaxed. You're a lot too relaxed with energetic community, sending each other such beautiful energies. Y'all are sending each other energy. There's a purpose, because y'all are healing each other very, very much. So y'all are cradling each other energetically, sending each other energy that cradle each other, allows each other the time to recuperate from this trauma, and having to logically fit each other's intense loyalty towards each other. Okay, look at that. We have the Knight of Wands. They have resisting temptations, but that also required juggling two very different situations. The the twin flame connection versus the other, the world out, the external world outside, the karmic world, the sexual promiscuous world. Okay, there's there's success here. There's victory here. This is on your person's side. Maybe they were the ones who had many temptations, and they fought against this. They've resisted it a lot. Okay, they've resisted it a lot, and they have successfully moved away from it. Resisted it a lot because it people were basically charging towards them, trying to offer themselves to them, especially sexually. Okay, they have gone through this all throughout their life. You might have gone through it as well, and you have resisted it. You have had to fight it off a lot as well. This is the kind of situation that y'all were juggling, because both of y'all are, y'all have moved beyond the need to charge towards each other sexually. Yes, the initial meeting, the intense, it was intense, right? But sending out all of this sexual energy, that you're being open to, uh,
It's 2 o'clock.
to exploring sexuality, might have attracted uh, other people who are in the game of, sexual promiscuity. This is a topic that we need to discuss right now. This is what is coming up. You are your own twin flame, first and foremost. So if you are not having that internal dialogue, if you're not actually going through that entire scenario of how you walked away from this, you are your understanding of your victory, successful victory of detaching from this part of the matrix and the illusion is not going to sink in, and you're out of it. You're in the safe zone now, but y'all have seen each other juggle that situation with the situationship between the divine counterparts, right? There is a lot of sincerity at play as well. Both of you are very sincere about your work, your life's work. Let's see what we have on our side. You can switch roles. This could just be both of you. Let's call this divine masculine side, and let's get the divine feminine side. It has been more challenging. I mean, they have had the the counterpart that finds themselves in the divine masculine polarity has faced this challenge, this in a more uh, haranguing way. They were harangued by people initiating some kind of sexual thing. There was a lot of sexual tension. People were eyeing them, and they had to handle it. They might have had, they might have shown up a little disgruntled, upset, and in a so they might have had to push you away as well, divine feminine. The whichever twin is finding themselves in the divine feminine polarity here in this connection, they might have had to push you away as well because they were handling these Knight of Wands type of people who were just in it for the sexual gains, okay? And the reason why the divine masculine has succeeded is because they walked away from it successfully. Um, Rushing in with communication, there is some kind of rushing in with communication. There's a rebirth of communication, but it's going to be a little um, it's very charged up. This is fire and this is air, so it's gone from a very fiery and um, conflicting or confusing energy to a more um, to a more discursive. There's going to be discussion and debate. This energy just shifted into more logic than passion, okay? And that is the beginning of the rebirth with the death card over here. Moving forward with the journey. This is the future. This is the future being discussed. There has okay. There's this relationship is still a secret. This is divine feminine energies. The moon. There is in the next full a new moon. This conversation could be initiated. This relationship, this friendship might come. This reconciliation might happen a little before that. Seventh is important date that has just come to my mind. They you it's falling on your side, divine feminine, the need to keep this very, 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 very secret. Your that is probably why there is so much silence and only sending each other healing energies at the moment. There's so much silence telepathically, even intuitively. Communication. There is literally pin drop silence right now because uh, you want to keep the details away from the general consciousness altogether. The details of your courtship. You all are you all are courting each other while you were warding off predators. Okay, sexual predators. That is the word I was getting. So these people make it look like it's been going on for generations after generations. It's a cultural thing about humanity here with the hierophant that people step out of their marriages, their relationships. They have multiple partners. They always juggle two people like a spouse and or a girlfriend, boyfriend, right? So that is what they were fighting off. It's like it was a fight against the the corruption of society by the matrix, by the illusion placed by the matrix of promiscuity. Nobody is the logic didn't fit there, right? And now that discussion is happening all over again. This could be a little um rushed in, like it would just suddenly appear out of nowhere. Like, what do you think? What do you think about this topic? Like, you might just rush in front of them. What do you think? Like, it's what do you think about this? Like, are you open? I see you rushing in this conversation suddenly, possibly telepathically, because this is swords. If it was wands, then I would have, maybe y'all have discussed this before, but now it was just to check if y'all are indulging with each other. But now there's going to be more of a discussion. The secrecy is ending. It's coming full circle now that you have given this a big break and time and space. Y'all are going to be able to conduct this discussion, even though it is a very dramatic sort of an energy. The drama is going to just fizzle out, and it is going to be a very charged, logical discussion. It's going to be very, very, very crisp and clear, and both of y'all are going to understand this, the points that have been put forward. It could actually, like, you might call it like a very professional type of a meeting or a discussion. You might not even recognize the fact that you are speaking to each other as lovers or divine counterparts. You want to get the logic straightened out with this promiscuity issue, and you want to clear the air, basically clearing the air, that there's nothing scandalous or clandestine going on with me, neither is it going on with you. Then why is it that you and I are so different to these other people? And it's going to be very, very, very clearly discussed over here, and you're going to close that chapter out once and for all about this insecurity that you have generally going on. The Five of Wands, there is a lot of fighting going on. People around you, they're fighting over you. They want what you all have. They think that it is only possible to have it with you or your divine counterpart. That's why you all were being really, really chased over here. But that is not the case. It's like twin flames and divine counterpart soulmates will always gravitate towards each other. That energy is magnetic towards each other. It is the most suitable. It's the energy that is most in alignment with each other. There is a bunch of people, this could be family members, okay, bunch of people who are um, fighting over who gets you and who gets your divine counterpart. And that is really foolish for you to witness. It is chaotic. It's a little disturbing. They they might be making claims that they got there first, so they might be claiming you or your divine counterpart as their sexual mates. Okay, they might be your divine counterpart might have overheard this. Whoever's listening to this message, even if both of y'all have heard this message, like y'all have heard a lot of fighting going on over you, people claiming to be your sexual partner, but it's just them fighting over who gets to have you. But the truth is just y'all are meant to be with each other, and y'all have always known it, but there was always that doubt before y'all met each other, that this might just be a fantasy, this love story between divine counterparts, twin flame soulmates, the ultimate romantic partnership might just be like a fantasy. You all might have reached that point, and then you all might have surrendered this, and that surrender kind of shifted the energy into you meeting each other in a social setting. And in that social setting, you all might have found other people who were indulging in the entire hookup culture, and they might have assumed that the both of you were there to play that game as well. But you all might have shown up because that energy, the Five of Wands energy, people like, being in that hookup pickup culture, fighting with each other, like backstabbing each other, betraying each other. That energy might have been like this big cloud and smoke, like it might have clouded your judgment. Okay, clouded of your judgment of each other, and you all might have assumed that uh, that y'all wanted y'all also wanted to be a part of this, or y'all were in fact a part of this. That's why you showed up in that setting. You show up in that setting. Five of wands here again. So that 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 misunderstanding is now breaking up. Okay, it's just, it's dissolving, it's dispersing, it's breaking up. It doesn't make sense, it doesn't hold. That view of each other no longer holds. It has been broken apart. Okay, and so has this group, this social group, whatever they were indulging in. They have also parted ways. They have split. It just became too much to juggle the real life, the authentic life, um, versus indulging in these activities, these sexual activities socially. Okay, so it doesn't fit. It didn't fit. That's why it didn't stick together. So now that this group itself has moved apart from each other, right? That energy has also cleared, that fog has also cleared. Okay, but there has to be some verbal communication, and somebody is rushing in. Somebody, one of the divine counterparts, especially the one who finds themselves in the divine feminine polarity, is rushing in to have this discussion and put an end to this chapter, this it's a block. It's a block. That is the only block. And it's an external block. The Five of Wands is an external thing. It's because what comes into your observation of less of how lesser minds conduct themselves, people who are not on the spiritual path, who are there in a very materialistic, who are just driven, recklessly uh, fueled and powered by passion, by just raw sexual instinct, and they feel that that is some that they find credibility towards it. But you have successfully walked away from it because you the reason why it was so successful and it looked so smooth for you guys was because y'all y'all were never in it in the first place, and that is the kind of logical reasoning that's coming together between you. And it's going, that discussion, logical discussion, is going to happen. Is it how how do you think we have remained out of this, how did we never fall into this temptation? Because you're probably busy uh, doing your own thing, working your own path, whatever your careers, your commitment, other responsibilities. It could be towards your family, it could be towards your friend circle, it could be any of those things. Maybe studying, somebody might be studying something, researching. You'll were just doing your work, and that's why you were successful. You were never part of this group thing, whatever this group thing was. Okay, let's see. The connecting energy is still whatever happened in this group dynamic, and now it has been split apart. Okay, we have the Tower card here, this massive the temperance. Somebody is extremely jealous, and it's like they are unable. This entire group is a very 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 jealous. uh, they are jealous individuals. Okay, jealous individuals because maybe they were bullied, they were not uh, they did not get as much they did not get complimented on their looks, or they were probably teased. They have always grown up in that drama of, oh, you don't have a boyfriend, or your boyfriend is, or girlfriend is not uh, hot enough, or those kind of very superficial. They have only ever indulged in the superficial conversations when it comes to relationships. It's just that they want like a trophy wife or a trophy husband, and it's like they might as this, whatever they created. See, whatever happens for the best is what I'm saying. This group of people, and the toxic energy of jealousy that they were throwing out and beating each other over, right? That has somehow shed a light onto what makes you to gravitate towards each other, what makes the divine counterparts the perfect couple. And the topmost thing is that the 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 main point here is that y'all are completely different to this group. It's like after that energy broke apart, you saw that, you two are the ones in alignment with each other, and this group of people is in opposition. The energy of how they are different, what they indulge in, what they create, the energy that they create versus what you all create for each other. You needed a lot of time to process this, because this energy of jealousy and burning inside, like over somebody else's, passionately driven to destroy and destruct somebody else's uh, love connection, friendship, okay, social network, destroying it. That raw jealous energy was so much in opposition to the energy that the two of you are sending, even continue to send each other as we are speaking. It is so that the contrast, that is the word I was trying to find. The contrast is so we have the wheel of fortune here again. The contrast is very evident right now. It's just literally coming out into the open. It's being discussed over here. There is definitely some discussions happening, very heated arguments possibly. If you are not the one who's facing the this heated argument or conversation from one or several members or all members of this group of people, um, then trust me, your person is. And the only reason why they're indulging in this conversation was to break this group apart. And right now the realization has dawned on you, on you or your person, whoever is dealing with this heated discussion, very raw passionate discussion, like, why wouldn't you choose me? If you would have chosen me, I would have won amongst this social group. I would have been the one with the hot partner, sexual partner, right? Or whatever, like, this hookup scene is with this group, right? That there is something that is being spoken. It's being spoken in the heat of the moment by you or your person, whoever is dealing with this, or it could be the both of you. Y'all are saying things that is shattering the this breaking this energy apart. So they have found themselves, they have found a strength because they are larger in number. It's the two of you versus probably 20 of them, playing this game or being a part of a group. So this could be several groups totaling to about 50 people. You never know, right? And it's just right now you're speaking your heart out about whatever you feel about this, your verdict, your truth. You are, you might be sugarcoating it, you might be wrapping it up in uh, great smelling flowers, or like very great words. You might be entertaining them, you might be hosting them, you might be talking to them, all of that. It's this it's just, it's the that is why there is a big pause in the conversation between you, because you all need to break apart this group, this collective of people just mucking about around you in society. Okay, something you have said has hit them really really hard. Is it harder than it's more intense than the jealousy that they have felt previously, because they wouldn't shine in this group of people, because you wouldn't choose them and you chose the divine counterpart. Now you're giving them the truth about them straight up. Okay, you might not be directly taking their name and shaming them. You might be uh, philosophizing this. You might be putting in metaphors and allegories, or you might be discussing this with somebody else, a close friend, possibly. um, and they might have overheard this conversation. This is also my part of somebody stalking you. They're using surveillance system. They're spying on you. They've tapped your phones. The Hierophant card in this deck, the visual always makes me feel that there's this, uh, your phones are, uh, your conversations are being recorded. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to find the proof and gather evidence and things like that. But if you've had that suspicion, this is what is going on. They've overheard your opinions of them, and it's just that caused them to not. It's like they were humiliated, but it's like that ego just came crashing down. This entire they realized that this was they realize that they are looking like the fool. They're looking very very desperate. So basically they kind of lost the entire plot, right? They wanted to look very cool and very fast and forward, but they realized that they looked like idiots trying to make this happen, or pull you or your divine counterpart into this entire scenario. So it's like they lost this entire scenario. Basically is, let me tell you again, is what is the connecting, that is the connecting energy between you two. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Swords, Three of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Okay, this is this is the type. Basically, they were trying to block your path forward. This entire group. Okay, so that made y'all push even harder. Okay, y'all were motivated. You wanted to fight this. Okay, you were motivated to fight this, and wanted to learn what kind of powers and skills you have to fight these evil forces, bad elements of society. This was, you took up the challenge. There was a lot of mental energy. Maybe you kept your mind very very open, both of you, and both of you all realized, both of you all picked up on the external thoughts that were coming into each other's mind. So you all understood that, um, you all understood the entire process of how negativity gets in to each other's head. So like, you understood how negativity gets inside your partner's head, and your partner has understood how negativity gets inside your head. So there, it's a, y'all have learned this, y'all were literally studying and observing each other's cases, because y'all feel so much love for each other. Y'all want to y'all have really dedicated each other in studying each other. This was all done for care and nurturing. Okay, this might have been a situation where y'all were attached to another partner. Um, the Hierophant is showing up here. Either you or they or both of you were married. All right, even even if either one of you or was divorced before, or might have come out of a long-term relationship which was almost like a marriage, that energy lingered around, that negativity, that hurt, that pain, it stuck around. That is what kept you possibly stuck with some other people that were representing, or that were hosting that third energy of a past, of an ex. Okay, and if this is a present situation, your you y'all might have been pushed way close, or to your karmic spouse, karmic family member, karmic business partner. It could be all of the above. Okay, and your, they might have succeeded in roping you in. This third party might have succeeded in roping you in, trapping you in some kind of thing. So y'all understood each other's traps and how karmics work. What is their plot? What is their modus operandi? Y'all have understood the psyche and the tactics that the karmics in your life will uh, will use against you. So this is again a study and understanding of how best can I protect my divine counterpart, twin flame, soulmate, my most beloved romantic partner, whatever resonates with you. Okay, so y'all are literally studying this karmic energy and how people function again, under this karmic energy that has surrounded you. Okay, there's definitely somebody who's holding back some very crucial information. This is going to be the bomb. Okay, this is going to be the bomb. Um this is somebody who has a keen sense of observation. This is looking to me, this is somebody, this is one of you, this is definitely one of you, but this is somebody who has been the most quiet, verbally quiet. They have kept quiet. They're waiting for the right time. In this deck, it really does not, this card doesn't resonate to me as lying, cheating, stealing, but somebody who's keeping quiet about lying, cheating, stealing. They're waiting for the right time, waiting for the right time. And swords are about verbal communication. Okay, they're holding back on verbal communication, which is just going to suddenly burst out of nowhere and coming to very, very charged, because they now are free to speak this information, since they have used it. There is some kind of information that they have on this group, that this group of people, the group of karmics, the ones who have created this kind of chaos. This lesson is over, by the way. Okay, the only way it ends completely is once this event happens, and there's a wheel of, it's going to shift the energies back into you, you and your divine counterpart, our divine counterpartship coming back into the friendship, uh, romantic relationship. This is a card of celebration, Three of Cups as well, a card of celebration where you celebrate graduations and marriages. This card, the basic meaning is that you might be celebrating this is a wedding party. pre-wedding celebrations or graduation celebrations. Since we have the world card, there might be somebody who has finally graduated. You might not be in official university, college, or school, but um, one never stops learning, especially if you are a twin flame. Okay, you are constantly going to be learning about the world through science, mathematics, to through art. You so this is like a personal victory and graduation. Maybe your person is waiting for you to finish this chapter of studying. You might have dedicated yourself to studying something, to perfecting something, and once you're done with this, they are not going to wait around. They're not going to wait around for you to come and tell them um, that you're done doing this and now you're free. You have a time to discuss these things. It's going to happen at the same time. They know once this is achieved, this group has completely dissolved into nothingness. Okay, they have completely been backed off. They have completely been removed and blocked out of your life and their life. It's going to come together. There's synchronicity, there's the wheel of fortune. That is the event. It could be the 10th of this month or in the next 10 days. The 7th is also very important. So on the 7th, they're going to start feeling that these ropes are going to come undone. And on the 10th, they will find that perfect opportunity uh, has now come about. Like, and it is long lasting. No, even if the conversation doesn't happen on the 10th, but by the 10th of this month or in the next 10 days, y'all are going to be free forever to have this discussion and start a new chapter. Okay, the energy of moving forward, they're really driven by this. This question has come up from your person, from your divine counterpart, or this has emerged in your own psyche. Simultaneously, both of you all have thought about the same question of do, do how do we move forward? These are the actionable steps. You keep speaking your heart, your truth about this situation that is going on. And once this energy breaks, which is it's gonna, and the wheel of fortune is fast as well, so it's gonna break very fast, and it's like suddenly a conversation rushes in and this entire chapter closes. Be prepared to live a happily ever after, but your own unique version of it. Okay, so keep your vision of it clear. Keep your this is also clearing. You're clearing out all the toxicity, the purging, the Ace of Wands. You're clearing out by speaking your heart. You're speaking your heart, the King of Cups. You're purging yourself of all the programming, of all the mess that this situation created. And that is what, and as soon as it starts clearing, as soon as it just lifts, be prepared. On the 7th, you are going to start seeing what that happily ever after looks like. The question has been posed right now. On the 7th, you're going to start seeing the it's going to get visions of the future, what future looks like. It's better that you have cleared your throat chakra enough so that this is conducted in a very, very um, effective manner, this communication. Okay, it's a rebirth of this connection. It's a phase 2 of this connection. It's after all of the separation and all of that is over, the energy is going to shift and it's going to be completely different. Like how you knew, and now you have the proof that your divine counterpart, twin flame, soulmate, your ultimate romantic partner was going to be completely different than all of the exes that did you wrong, and all of these people who keep doing each other wrong and trying to reel you in. You knew that your person, your the one for you was going to be completely different. That is a kind of confirmation that you're going to get about your life, that phase two of you two, the two of you being a couple. Okay, so speak it out. Just call a friend, call somebody, even if you're not dealing with this group of people. Call somebody, a friend of yours, or just have a conversation with a stranger. Go to a cafe and see if you can find somebody to speak to about this, in a social situation. Discuss this factor. I think that's it. I'm going to close the reading. Also, Seven of Pentacles. You'll have a long way. Y'all have been very, very patient. Y'all have been very patient with your love lives. Y'all have been very patient with this connection. Y'all have been very patient with the world around you. Okay, but that is bearing fruit. You're going to get the fruit of your labor. You have succeeded. It's a garden of Eden in the happily ever after. Okay, and it's going to look very different. So please shed this. Just delete this filter. Both, and y'all can. It's y'all at this point. Y'all are not in. Y'all are not speaking to each other, even telepathically or intuitively. Y'all are not talking to each other. So this is going to have to be done individually. So you find out who are the set of people who are the good ones, who go with you in the happily ever after. A stranger coming in as well. That is the information I'm getting. Stranger, so a stranger coming in, a stranger coming in that is going to be a catalyst energy. Ace of Wands, Temperance, Tower, catalyst energy. Somebody, or this could have already happened. A stranger might have shown up in the vicinity of wherever this has happened for the two of you, or is happening, or has been happening for the two of you, right? And that their energy was like that catalytic energy that broke the toxicity away, these people away. It's like something happened that they were repulsed out of this. Maybe that stranger reflected to these people of how they look like losers. That is what I'm getting. Okay, whereas you and your divine counterpart look so sincere, doing your own thing, working on your life, moving forward, with your projects, your creative projects might be successful. The chaser energy is dying out. The chaser energy is dying out. It's being pushed away into the past. So there is going to be some sort of smooth sailing. It's going to end. It's going to be, that energy is getting transformed into something more pleasant and sustainable, because chaser energy kind of drains you. It's very hectic. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the likes, and I will see you in the next reading. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I only do lives, and then you'll be notified when I am on here next. Take care. Bye bye.